Good morning, students. Before introducing you to the second poem of your book, First Flight, I would like to draw your attention towards the most important components with which our human body is made. Of course, you must have studied in your science class, but according to our Hindu scriptures, or your elders might have told you about Panchatattva. Panchatattva means five components by which our human body is made. They are air, that is Vayu, water, that is Jal, fire, that is Agni, soil, that is Prithvi, and sky, that is Akash. When a person expires or after death, a human body disappears into these five components, and hence we call it as Panchatattva mein vileen hona. That means what has come from the nature will go to the nature, will disappear in the nature. So, with that note, I will start my another virtual class of English with the poem Fire and Ice. This is yet another very interesting piece of poetry of again 2 stanzas written beautifully by Robert Frost. Before I read out the poem, I would like to say that this is another short poem where the poet wants to express his feelings about his prediction of the world coming to an end. Here, he has beautifully compared the relation of two components, fire and ice, with human nature. So, let's start this poem with stanza first. Stanza first reads, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. The poet in this stanza says that there are two notions. Notions means beliefs. There are two notions in the society about the destruction of the world. The first of this notion states that fire will cause the disaster to happen. The poet equates fire with human passion and desire. Fire here stands for desire, greed, lust, or wants. The more you try to satisfy these wants or desires, the more they grow. There is no end to it. These desires spread rapidly like fire and engulf your whole life. One becomes selfish and sometimes cruel. The poet, in this stanza, confesses that he agrees with those people who believe that the world will be burnt by fire. Now, stanza 2 reads, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Coming to the explanation of the second stanza, the poet stops discussing the first theory and expresses his fear that if the world would end twice, it would end by ice. He does not disagree with the first theory about fire. He simply considers what might happen if Earth were to be destroyed a second time. He is sure that the second time ice will be enough to destroy the Earth as nearly and effectively as the fire. Ice here stands for hatred, coldness, and rigidity. One becomes insensitive and indifferent towards the feelings of others. This is what is happening in this world. The poet says that both fire and ice are growing with such a rapid speed that the world would soon perish either way, in fire or in ice.